Welcome, everyone, to Defining the Reality.
Hello.
I'm your host, Kristina Hart, and Johnna Harris is here, my co-host. We have had a few Crashouts in the last week. I had one this morning. Johnna got me up, and we were like, we are recording this because reality TV is what gets me up in the morning. Judge me as you
giving
wish.
you the will to continue forward in your day.
Yep. It gave me, I was like, oh, yes, we get to talk about this stuff and no one can judge me.
Yes.
Yeah, so we know that it's been an intense week. I mean, when is it not? I feel like every week I get on here, but I feel like a foreign war maybe takes the cake. So we thought that we would just go right into fun topics because everyone deserves that and needs that on a Monday. Yeah. So let's do it.
Yes, I think that we should definitely talk about things that don't have like lifelong consequences. And just go right into traitors. Speaking of traitors, Donald Trump. I'm just kidding.
We're going to be really fun today.
Just kidding. No, but really, the traitors finale.
Okay. Okay. Maura, like, first of all, at least she's like getting her moment. Woman is beautiful. She is just getting all the gigs and attention, I think. And I think that I love I think the traitors, there's a throwaway vote. Like everyone, literally my whole
You should do that accent more often.
Are just like her memes about her with her giant hat being like, I think. But that poor woman, man, was just sucked right into Rob, never questioned it, and that bitter in the behind in the end. And it was just very cinematic. I mean, the back and forth, like her looking at him at the end scene, like prior to her finding out, and them going back and forth, I was like, this is cinema. And then when she found out, it was just like utter, like you knew she thought she was gonna win. Yeah. And it was like, Maura, like, I'm so sorry, but also like
I think there was like a large group of people that really thought she had some inkling and then were shocked at how much she didn't.
Yeah.
I did not. I thought she was going to be surprised.
Yeah, I thought she would be surprised too. I don't think that she knew. The last episode, she was really like this with Rob. Granted, he was like, look me in the eyes, we're gonna win. You know what I mean? So
she's all, you pinky promised. He's all, I did.
God, that was so funny. The first response was like, you pinky promised. And he's like, I know. And I'm like, listen, if a man pinky promised to me too, I would maybe believe him. Also, I would probably be that person that gets sucked into like Rob's vortex.
Aura.
I think, yeah.
He is pretty. Mm-hmm. He's pretty and he's smart. And honestly, okay, so I kind of was like judging him a little bit, and we can get into the redemption that he's having right now. I also want to just take a moment and talk about how bad my bangs are today.
By the way, everybody, I cut my bangs because of Johnna's bangs, but I didn't have time.
Now they're just not having their best showing.
I didn't have time to do them, and it looks like I need to cut them more. So next week, John and I are gonna both look like this,
and then they're just gonna keep getting shorter the more terrifying things happen in the world.
Yeah, and then by like
they're just like the little
like gonna be like yeah.
No, okay. Anyways, that was a random, but no, I think that I was watching him talk about like chess and games, and I was like, oh, he's actually maybe smart, which you just don't really, actually, I think he really is smart. I don't even feel like there needs to be a maybe there. I think he played a really good game. I think he's actually smart, and I think he's very pretty, and that worked to his benefit. But also, I do not want to discount the fact that I think he actually was a great game player. Candace, did you watch the reunion?
Oh my God, I didn't even know there was a reunion. Like, it wasn't advertised. So I did not watch the reunion, but I kept up on threads, and I saw Candace go after him, or like go toe to toe with him, actually. I don't think she went after him. I think she just said her thoughts. But I think he played, I think it's hard. I think he played a better game, but I also think that Candace is like everyone just likes you because you're good looking, and I think that's true.
Both of these things are true. I do think Candace actually played a pretty good game too herself.
Yeah, she did.
But she was too ride or die for Rinna, and I think that shot her in the butt, because I think he would have kept her longer.
I do
or
too.
she could have even like she could have potentially won if she had just like tempered her reaction to him betraying Rob. But also I get it, because I would have been pissed too.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, and so him and Rinna are close. And they did this whole PR fun little thing of her in overalls walking out with him. Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, you saw that. And he's wearing an Ice Out pin. And so I took that and ran with it. And I said something very bold. And Johnna was like, Kristina. And I was like, he is now West status.
And I was like, he absolutely is not yet.
That
West
one
is
pin. I was like, yes.
The pin is a good path. He's on a good path. But West has been like so many videos. He's calling it out. Like I sent you, West does with those two comedians, the like whiteboard breakdowns.
Yeah.
Did you watch I sent it to you and Emily, the like men's hockey team breakdown.
Yes.
It's so good. And he rants about Kash Patel. And it is like,
it's so
inject
good.
this into my spirit. It's
and he
so
does
good.
it like fairly. He does it every week. I feel like he has no shame. He's confident. He does not care what people think. I will say Ron saying Rob is like the best man he knows. I was like, that gives him more points as well. And then I don't know if I sent this. Did I send you his dad's TikTok?
Yes. Well, that's what I heard this. I reddited this.
Beyonce's
Kristina.
dad. Okay, his dad is hot, everybody.
Obviously.
Like more age appropriate for me. And
how old is Rob? Is he like 22?
I don't even know. But his dad, I was like, oh, it doesn't look that old. Everyone was like, oh, but he was like a Beyonce. He's like, I'm a Beyonce fan. And I was like, another point. See, Johnna, he's catching up.
He's 27.
Okay.
He's still young though. We can go for dad instead.
Yeah, that's fine.
Although I think, are his parents still married? I don't know. But what I do know
that,
is
Laura.
I think they're like vegan and like air quotes woke family.
Nice. In Alabama.
In Alabama, he has like
That's a big deal. That's a really big deal, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
And his family makeup like really informs the way that they look at the world. So I don't know. I think he has some good things going for him. So
Nice.
maybe he'll ascend to West status at some point.
Okay. We'll see.
We'll see.
Well, it's up
Big
to
shoes to
Johnna.
fill.
Yeah.
Big shoes to fill. I mean, West is probably going to piss me off at some point during this Summer House season, and he'll go down a few pegs. But
Yeah, okay. We can segue to Summer House. West and Ciara.
are so
Sierra
magical.
or Sierra?
Sierra.
I only like West if Sierra likes West.
Same. I still feel the same, but they are so cute. Again, still vibing with their chemistry.
Yeah.
What do you think about Jesse being like, I could, like, one, asking permission to make out with Sierra, but two, like, the whole vibe and way he's talking about her is weirding me out.
Yeah, I think so. I'm watching that, and then I'm watching old seasons, right? And I'm like, Jesse is, I don't know how I feel about him. And so watching this, I'm like, I just think I do think there's a bro code, and you know, they're close, Jesse and West. And I also think the way, it's like she's a piece of meat. Like,
it's weird.
Yeah, I don't love it.
It's weird, and it's like also making me feel uncomfy with like how he's acting as her friend, because I feel like there's ulterior motives there.
Oh yeah.
Which is just, as a woman, I've been in those scenarios. I'm sure you have too. And then you're like confused and feel taken advantage of, and like you're engaging as a friend, but this person's actually has like these other intentions, and
And it gets complicated. It's messy.
Yes.
And
I
we'll
also
see.
like I mean, that's the main parts. I mean, obviously we're watching the downfall of Kyle and Amanda's marriage right now, but we've been watching that since before they got married.
I will say, like, it's crazy watching old episodes because I'm like, they're so bad together. Like Kyle's just, I'm like, ugh, the whole time. And I'm like, does it ever get better? And everyone's like, no. So I'm like, oh, he just, yeah.
I just gives some like narcissist
tell it was
vibes.
not going to work. Yeah. So I'm like, Amanda, go live your life. Be free.
Go be free. And she actually, it's weird. I don't know if you follow her on Instagram, but like her pictures right now, she looks like a different person. Not in the sense like she got like work done, but like she just seems like lighter and
yeah. And
she's like in hot girl era right now. She's always been really pretty, but I feel like right now she's like blossoming, which tells you something, I think. She was like wearing the weight of this terrible relationship.
Last night I saw Paige was hosting the Actor Awards, which is the former SAG Awards, and on the red carpet, and I was like, she was killing it, and I'm like, go Paige. Like,
she looks freaking awesome too. They look great.
Yeah,
I feel like they
great.
just like got rid of these like ball and chain men. No offense, but offense, I guess, to like Craig and Kyle. But like they're like so dramatic and so self-centered, and now they're just thriving, and it's so great to see. I also, like, before we move on, I want to say I actually really love the new additions, and I rarely love new additions to these casts. But Bailey, and I can't think of the other one's name right now. Sorry. Bailey is the one that's getting the most screen time. Dressing as bushes and then scaring.
No, they're great. I think everybody loves them. Yeah, which is fun because it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to like new people often.
I also like this is like very firmly a millennial cast, and they're not. I feel like they have tried in the past, like what's her name that Jessie dated and was in love with last season. I don't remember her name right now, but I feel like they tried to add like super young people in.
Yes. Oh yeah, the model girl.
Yeah. And that made it weird and like it didn't vibe. But now they're like keeping it in a similar age range. And it's actually great to watch. Like it's relatable. They're normal
I think
people.
They even comment on that, or the women do.
Like it's better.
It's better for sure. Yeah. Well, and it's like, oh, the men aren't going after like young women. Like it's like, oh, everyone's age appropriate. Like, yeah.
You're not like trying to get with a 20-year-old as a storyline.
No. Can we actually?
Yeah.
I know we were gonna do Beverly Hills, but I feel like this is a good summer or Southern Charm. Yes, because like
that's what they do for that show.
And Craig, I mean, Johnna went on a rampage and like was in comment sections. She also DM'd Whitner. He responded. And
I have been on a mission this week.
She's been on a mission.
I was so unsettled.
I just feel confident we're gonna get him on.
Yes.
The show. We like Whitner.
Whitner, you're welcome to join us any day. As of now.
Yes.
With caveat.
Yes. But Craig is mean, and none of the people, like no one's standing up for Vanita when Craig is just going at her because they're like at the table, okay? Craig is going at Vanita. Vanita's holding her own. Craig is being a complete asshole, and no one is saying anything, and their defense, except Sally does. Sally does stand up, which I actually like Sally's kind of like chaos and messiness and
she's great for reality television.
Yeah, for sure. But none of them do because they're like, oh, Craig just gets like this. But then in the van later, Craig gets in Sally's face, and all of them start speaking up and telling Craig to like shut up and stop. And I'm like, why couldn't you do that for Vanita? Like, at least like Roddy apologized.
Yeah.
Oh my God, why am I blanking?
Austin.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The rage in it took me like 2 days just to start calming down. It pissed me off so much. One, because if somebody has watched this from the beginning, you know that this isn't new behavior from Craig just because he got poked too much. Like this is something that is in him as a person. And I think like the overarching theme of how Craig engages is like he's a misogynist and he talks to women terribly. He talks to a lot of people terribly. But he specifically, the way he talks to women is horrifically bad. And it has been through seasons. And he has these little redemptive moments where he's like not drunk and sometimes can like be
and
kind.
Paige like would say something if he did that to women.
We had Paige-colored glasses for him. But like the things that he specifically said, a lot of like the internet comment sections are horrifying right now. So you have like a lot of bloggers are standing up for Vanita right now. A lot of like Bravo commentators are standing up for Vanita, and the comment sections in those are like, she poked the bear. This is on her. She's so annoying.
I know. It's definitely a blind spot.
In like Bravo viewership.
In Bravo, yes. And I think it's Southern Charm specific because I feel like in other shows, the comment sections are they see things clearly and where it seems like people just are not fans of Vanita and they can't explain why, or they think because she's too vocal or aggressive, and you're like, I would like to teach you some things. You know, about what I have learned of the experience of Black women. Yeah. And so that's interesting. So it's nice when she does, like, I do think people will support her more now, and I hope she gets her, like, moment, you know?
I hope really so.
We're also like, Vanita, you can come on. We would love to have you on.
Yes. I want Vanita to be safe enough to, like, freaking lay into him.
Yeah.
I just want to like recenter. Craig has a pattern of being this way. Vanita was asked a question in an interview. It's not like she just went out of her way to say something.
Live, right?
I don't know what it was. It might have been like I don't remember. It was some like promo for the show, and they specifically asked her Team Craig or Team Paige. Like, this is just part of the job. There have been people that have said significantly worse things about their castmates, and his response to her was so out of proportion for what she said. Then she's upset validly, and then this has all spiraled from that. And I'm sorry, but if there's an asshole in my friend group, I may or may not, like, at some point make a backhanded comment, which is not maybe the best thing about me, but like, she literally was like, I just wish Austin would stand up for himself more. And I could see either of us saying that in that setting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we've said
worse, more intense things.
Yeah, we've talked about this, I think. You and I are very loyal friends. So if someone comes for my friend, like, I'm not a confrontational person. I don't like love conflict. I'm an Enneagram 9. I do have that wing 8, though. And I'm like, if you come for my friend, I will come for you.
Yeah.
Like... And I always said that in, like, when I was more in the evangelical world, like, I think that that's where I like stood out a little bit, because I'm like, people would come at me and I would just go back. Because if they said things about my friends, which you've done the same thing, and as women, it's like, they don't expect that, or like, that's not your place. And I don't care. Like, I know what my place is, and I feel like those people around that table should have just shot that down real quick. It's so easy to have done that.
Yes. And if my friend is wrong, I'm going to tell them they're wrong, but I'm going to fight like crazy for them in that scenario too. Like,
yeah. Like, Johnna's told me when
you've told me. I mean, like, that's what friends are for. That's what makes you safe for me.
Yeah. Honesty, you know. Yeah. At the same time, I will still go after whoever's
still got someone that comes for you. For real, it's infuriating. And I think the thing that really bothers me is the lack of understanding of intersectionality. And honestly, okay, this is a call out, not a call in, not a call out to like Whitner, Molly, Austin, Shep, Rod. At that table in that moment, there is one Black woman who is very regulated for what is going on. Like,
she
very
is. That's what bothers
regulated.
me. And I'm like, she very much is.
It was your job in that moment to understand that even if the intentions of Craig were just pointed directly at Vanita as a person, there are more things going in that moment when he says something like, "You don't exist in my world" to a black woman as a Southern man.
Totally. That's the thing. This is the thing. That, like, exactly what you just said is what the comment sections don't pick up on.
Yes.
And you're like, I need y'all to see this. Like, because that is very real. And
the fact that all those people either don't have the awareness and education to pick up on that in the moment.
That's so shocking to me. I know Molly does.
We
Whitner
think they do, but they didn't say anything. So that's why I'm like, this is a call in that at that moment, you should have been an ally and you should have stepped up with that mindset. Like, there's like a hierarchy of issues happening in this moment. Even if you think Vanita shouldn't have poked him, his response was by far and away a more immediate thing that needed to be addressed. And they did not do that for her, which pissed me off.
Yeah.
And I do think that's kind of does segue into how he did. I mean, it definitely segues into how he talked to Sally, who's a white woman, which again is why I'm like, the misogyny is like the main thing. But then there are other things that
there are other factors. But he told her, he yelled at her, told her shut up, was like,
he got in her
you're
face
a loser.
Physically. He stood up and over her.
Yeah. I mean, it's so, I just want to, like, immature beyond anything. Like,
it's abusive. That's
like,
what abusers do, using your physical body to intimidate someone. And he did look crazy.
He looked crazy. He for sure looked crazy.
Crazy. And Austin actually did piss me off there too. He's just like sitting with like a cigarette in his mouth, like looking. I think he was just like live texting.
I also think that they were very drunk, obviously. And I try to think like, okay, if I was in Mexico in a van and this was, again though, this is where I would be maybe my worst self, not even my worst self, just my activated self actually. And I would have stood up too. And I would have been like, sit your ass down. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, I would have escalated it probably. Like,
I would have screamed, stop the car, I'm getting out. I would have got out of the car and been like,
right.
Or no, I would have told him to get out of the car.
It's just so interesting. Like, the passivity of that's where I appreciate Sally here, because she was like, no, you're crazy. Like, don't talk to me, you know? And I'm like, yeah, like, everyone should be.
It kind of reminded me of, did you ever watch Below Deck, or have you watched past seasons at all?
No, I've tried. I could never really get into it, but I watched the, like, seasons where there's crossover with other shows.
So there was one season where Joao is his name, did this in a van with a female. Like, he was like intimidating and like yelling at them. And it was almost the same exact thing in this scenario. And it's also gross to me that Bravo continues to platform dudes like this, because I feel like there should be immediate.
There's no consequences.
And there's
consequences
not.
For the women. Like Lisa Rinna. There's
women
different
that have similar behaviors meet a completely different fate, and also have a different public response, like in comment sections. The rage. I just want them to do better. I want to see Vanita. I want her to be regulated enough and well planned enough to just lay out from beginning to end the scenario and be like, shut up.
It would be so nice if at the reunion, Andy gave her that space. You know, I mean, one can hope. Maybe we like tag Andy and we're like, this is what we want to see.
Or like, honestly, unfortunately with this audience, maybe Whitner or Shep or Austin could like do that work and go in and say it to Craig's face, and then give Vanita space to talk about how it impacted her.
Yeah. I feel like on other shows like Beverly Hills, I feel like Garcelle experienced this, but I do feel like Erica, for instance, would try to educate Dorit, or like there was someone that would try, but she was still treated very differently, which ultimately is probably why she left the show. But where in this show, you don't really see anyone recognizing it for what it is. And I think that is the core of the rage.
Yeah, I think it's that mixed with the fact that this show has a cast that is like actively engaged in this political moment right now. So it does actually make you expect more.
Yeah. And they're younger. I mean, they're younger. They're more our age. So you're like,
I think we're young.
We're so young. Like, we look great. Yeah, for sure. And I guess just segueing, we just want to give immense condolences to Mary and her family. I think that is so tragic. She shared Robert's story on the season. And addiction is just, it's such a silent, deadly disease, and people suffer so much. And I just appreciate her like sharing that with the world, that part of her life and Robert's life. And so so he passed away, but it was nice to see Bravo. Like, Bravo literally was like, we're a community and we're here for you. Like, it really felt like a community in that moment. All the bloggers, everyone was like, we're so sad to see this.
Yeah, and I was glad that they weren't like, let's pick up cameras. They like paused filming.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know that they always would have done that.
Yeah, right.
You know?
It's true. Yeah. Yeah. So we're sorry to hear that. But
well, yes, that's very sad. We're very sorry for that. And I hope that there's healing, and I hope that cast does a lot of work on managing how they engage that topic in the coming season.
Definitely.
I do think that's probably like it's probably actually a good time to segue into like the real news then, if that's where we're at.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So my family is Iranian. They were all born there. I was born here, and they immigrated to the US around the time of the revolution in 79. So seeing this war being declared by Trump, and it causes a very mixed range of emotions. And everyone that I talk to who is Iranian or part of the diaspora, they have mixed emotions. And so when the Ayatollah was killed, I think everyone was celebrating because he represents and has oppressed the people in such horrendous, awful, torturous ways for decades. So like, it was a big deal, but at the same time, everyone is very scared for the future. Iran has retaliated. We don't know what the intentions are of, the US and Israel. And I just think that Iran has a very complicated and complex history as well as government structure that I don't think people fully understand. So taking out the Ayatollah is a big deal, but there's a long list of successors. And then the religious leader, like mullahs, that are religious leaders, there's thousands of them that are part of the government, which is why there's this fear in the US of Christian nationalism, because these are examples of like how that oppression is played out. Because in 79, they didn't think that him coming into power would lead to this. But, he obviously didn't say that this is what he was going to do. And then this is what has happened over the course of all these years. So I just, I'm holding space for all the Iranians and as well as Americans and their families who have people deployed. And then now all of the surrounding countries. I think there's like Lebanon got hit and like they didn't do anything, and so now they're involved. And Johnna was like, you can talk about this. And I was like, this is not reality TV, but this is real. It's my reality. Yeah. And there are Iranians on the reality TV, like Leva, she on Southern Charm was Persian. But yeah, so I think we're just trying to navigate. And I think this podcast, watching these shows, like it just gives like a sense of community, so to speak, and escape from that chaos. And I think chaos is the name of their game. And we just don't want to give into it all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
And I do think both of us care about like humanizing these conversations as much as like we enjoy talking about all this stuff. I think even the first few episodes, we've talked about like the human cost or the like dynamics that are at play. And to me, like knowing what you guys are going through this weekend, like what the whole country, what multiple countries are going through, plus knowing you personally and knowing like your family is going through stuff, it was important to me for you to have the space to talk about like the real impact of what this does in your life and in your family's life. And I think so often, especially in the culture we're in today, social media culture, there's this quick to speak and this need to have the most hot take. And in situations like this, that can cause a lot of harm and damage, specifically to the most vulnerable people in the conversation. So, I mean, I kind of would just like to hear for you, like, what has it been like for you personally processing this? Like, where are you at right now?
Today wasn't a great day. I think my family, we've been watching the news. I live at my aunt's house, and, you know, my aunt went to Iran last year to visit family. So they're very much, you know, in contact with a lot of family members in Iran. And I think like everything they went through in the last few months, like all of the killings and just, I mean, no internet access and all, that was so traumatic. So I can completely understand why people are feeling this sense of hope, and they latch onto the hope and they're like, yes, he came in, he killed the Ayatollah. Like, and so I'm like, I want them to be free, but it feels really hard to like believe that that can happen. And I think that that's where I live in the US, and so I don't have their experience in Iran, and they know better in Iran than I do living here. I don't have to have the determination and the hope that they have to have there. So it's like hope / a lot of grief, and we're, you know, every day my aunt is trying to like talk to them and like sometimes you can get a hold of them, sometimes you can't. It's just intense, and I feel like weird, like I'll like at work I'll feel weird because like no one will talk about it, or like it's just this unspoken thing, or like and you feel like I feel like a weird person just being Iranian, you know what I mean? Like I feel which is I think the daughter of immigrant experience, you just feel out of place sometimes, and I just currently feel out of place. But I think that again, that is what you're primed to think. So, yeah, coming on here and being like, I can take a space, you know, and you just very much supporting that, and me, like you support so many people and your family, and so I appreciate that. And so we're just hoping like this is over quickly and there's not a lot of suffering for anybody, you know.
Yeah. It'd be great if there wasn't like a whole war right now.
I think, I will say I have a millennial tweet that I think sums up, like, I feel like millennials have just witnessed and like so many wars, so many unprecedented events. And I saw this tweet and I just want to read a little bit of it because I feel like it really captures our experience collectively. This woman was like, millennials, do you even realize what you've done? You've made history. If you were born between 1981 and 1996, this is about you. You're the last generation that remembers a world without the internet. You played outside until dark. You rang door phones to call friends out. You recorded songs from the radio onto tapes. You agreed to meet and showed up because canceling wasn't the option. You lived in the real world, then the world changed and you changed with it. But you remember what it felt like to be alive without a screen in your hand. You lived through every tech era, tapes, floppy disks, CDs, MP3 players, the first smartphones, early social networks. You're living in tech history. You're the most adaptable generation. You were trained for one world and forced to live in another. You were raised by analog parents and now raise digital kids. You know how to wait. Your flexibility is your superpower. You went through more crises than any other generation in peacetime. You were promised study well and you'll get a job. You studied, there were no jobs, et cetera, et cetera. And then it's just really like empowering to be like, millennials are made for this moment in the sense of like, we consistently have shown up and handle things the best that we can, but we do it together. And so that I just needed that thread. We'll put the thread in the comment in the notes because
we needed a pep talk.
We needed that pep talk, you know? I think, we really are different and we're trained to live in this world, in one world and forced to live in another. And I think that that's true.
Yeah. And I think just to kind of wrap up this whole conversation, which how do you even wrap up a conversation like that, right? It's like we could talk about this for a long time, but I think this is a good moment to just take stock of who your friends are and who's in your community and take the time to get to know them and the parts of them that maybe you haven't asked questions about. I think especially for my friends, and I'm gonna ask you to confirm or elaborate on this, that are like daughters of immigrants. There are really similar experiences that all of you have. And one of those is that there's like this identity that is separate from, like, I think, like I walk into a room and I think I bring all of my identities are kind of like noticed immediately, pretty quickly, like white, mom, American, like born and raised, like probably a Christian, hopefully not that type of Christian, you know, like that walks into the room with me. But I think with you, people have to actually take the time to understand your family and your culture, to understand like you're not just what people perceive in like a funny reel. You're actually a human that comes with like all of this history and backstory, and your culture actually shapes you and is a part of who you are. And I wouldn't have known that if we didn't take the time to like care about each other and get to know each other. So whatever comes next in this world, there will be a next, and we do have to do it together. I am so grateful that I have you as a friend, that you've shared with me, and it's helped me be a better person. And I just hope that for everybody else that listens, that you take the time to like actually care and allow your friends' cultures and history and family to help shape how you're a better friend and a better human.
Thank you. That's really kind. Love you. Appreciate you saying that. Truly, really. Really, really, really. And I'm sure people in the audience definitely do too.
Well, you're pretty awesome. You're great. So
you're great.
You're
too.
Easy to talk about highly. We can, and, you know, we can't just like end on a happy note. We have to talk for a second about Erica Kirk.
Okay, yeah. So there's this funny tweet.
Yeah, maybe first address, because we said like maybe we're gonna deep dive Erica Kirk. What happened when we tried to do that?
So you guys, the thing is I don't want to become like Candace Owens, where I'm like spewing conspiracy theories and then like get on the dark web. So there's a lot of stuff about Erica Kirk. There's a lot of lore and there's a lot of unconfirmed stuff, and then there is confirmed stuff. And I will say, Johnna, there is, based on what we talked about a particular church actually. I think stuff will eventually come out, and there will be a time to talk more about her. But so we're gonna wait on that. But there was a very funny tweet that I'm gonna read it. I'll try to put it up, but it said this guy said, what Erica Kirk is experiencing now is likely the worst cyberbullying or the equivalent that has ever been seen in the history of man. It is absolutely abhorrent, especially given its circumstances. And then someone responded and said, you clearly don't watch Bravo.
Truly.
Which is like so funny and messed up and true.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
the level of bullying that like... I'm I'm like, oh, you have not met Meredith Marks and like what happened on the plane, or like Kathy Hilton and what happened in the car. I mean,
Kelly Dodd is currently cyberbullying someone relentlessly.
Right. Like I was dying. I thought that was so funny.
And really, at the end of the day, cyberbullying is just a thing, and Erica Kirk is experiencing it, but Erica Kirk also is walking on stage to pyrotechnics.
I know. We got thoughts. So
yeah,
we'll leave you there with that. But thank you.
It's a little bit of a lighter reality TV week because it's just been a heavy week coming into it.
But we showed up.
We're showed
here. We appreciate
just
all
like
of
Bravo
you.
always shows up for us.
Yes, they're reliable.
It is reliable drama.
Reliable drama. We will post where to follow us in the podcast notes, and we look forward to chatting next week. Make sure to follow Defining the Reality, and I'll put Johnna and Mai's handles as well. Thank you.
Bye.
Is that a heart? Bye.
It's a heart, and it's like the millennial heart.
It's the millennial
I think
heart.
the kids do this weird one that I can't do. The
gifts.
It's
this one.
Yeah. Thanks for representing.
I am Gen Z. Bye.
There you go. Bye.